Good day everyone. Today I have another e-bike repair video, and not just any e-bike, the Elby e-bike. If you're interested, stay tuned. I want to start it off by saying that Elby e-bikes are quality e-bikes, but this one in particular, it needs a little help. This one is a few years old. Originally, this bike was like $3,000. I picked it up on the Facebook Marketplace for $200. It's quite a depreciation, but there's a reason for this here. This bike, the lady that sold it to me, she told me that the battery is bad on this bike. It quit working. She also broke a few spokes, front and back, so both of the wheels have a broken spokes. See if I can find some. Yep, you see some missing right there. So that's something we'll have to fix. And then during the move, she said the bike fell over and the mount for the screen right here kind of broke off. So that's another thing we'll have to fix. She also gave me a box with the spare parts. It comes with a charger. There was a key. I'm not sure where the key is, but I'll have to find the key. There's a key for the battery that she gave me, and the original seat right here, just LB seat. They put like a nicer seat with more cushioning on there. So the first thing I want to do is go find the key, and another thing is I'm gonna plug it in to charge and just see what happens, because right now it doesn't turn on or anything like that. So I'm gonna do those two things, and I'll give you an update. All right, so I found the key. I took the battery out from there. I plugged it in the charger, and it seems to be doing stuff. Like, it lit up orange. The charger is it doesn't have a light on it or anything, like some e-bikes do, but it is warm. Like, seems like it's taking in power. I was gonna let it do that and see what happens. In the meantime, I took one rear and one front spoke out. I'm gonna go pick some up from the local shop. I'm gonna do 5. I think I have 4 broken ones, so I'm gonna get 5 for the rear, and I have a couple of broken ones on the front, so I get 3 for the front. I'm gonna run over there real quick and see if I can find some spokes, and while this battery's charging, and once I get back, I'll throw it in and see what happens. Getting back from the bike shop, and it was kind of a bust. These spokes right here, they called the straight pull. They're kind of hard to find, so I'll have to order that online, and I'll do that tonight. These ones are a little easier to find, but I figured if I'm ordering, I'm just gonna order everything online. I just get some measurements and get them ordered up. As far as the battery goes, looks like it's still charging. And everything is warm, like this is warm, kind of the top of it is warm, so I'm just gonna unplug it and then pop it in. Goes in there, there we go, goes in there. Okay, see, I think the power button was here. And nothing going on. Alright, well, it's not turning on. Okay, well, I don't know if the battery took a charge, so I'm gonna put the multimeter on it real quick, and just to see. Alright, that's kind of interesting connection right there. Now grab the multimeter. Alright, let's see, it's showing 0. Go to 200 scale. I'm not sure which one is positive, which one is negative. Kind of hard to do with one hand, but let's see what we can do here. Alright, so I'm not really getting anything. And this might not be true, because this has a bunch of other communication points right there. It's not like on the other e-bikes I worked on where you just have straight up voltage output. So this is not showing anything, and it doesn't really mean anything. Let's see what this is supposed to be. 48 volts, lithium ion battery. Let's see what the charger is. The charger says output is 26 volts. That's kind of weird. If this is a 48 volt battery, why is this outputting 26 volts? That's kind of interesting. Alright, pop this back in. It's lit up red. And it's charging. That's weird. I wonder if I was going to have output while it's charging. It's kind of hard to do with one hand. Not really. Alright, interesting. Okay. Kind of tempted to let this charge for a while to see if this will turn green or something. I'm not sure what it's supposed to do. Never had a bike like this. Maybe check this here too. Clean up this connection real good. Maybe that's not making a good connection. I'm almost tempted, like I said, to let this charge and see if it'll take a full charge. Maybe it'll turn green or something, just to see if this is the battery or not. Even though it doesn't have the output of the voltage, but since it has those other like communication connection, like looks like 6 of them in there. This is the ones I'm talking about, right around there. I'm assuming this is positive. It should be positive, negative, these big ones, and then this is communication ones. So this might have to be connected to the bike, and then they make a handshake before the outputs the voltage. Not sure, but like I said, I'm almost tempted to kind of let that charge for a little while and see what happens, see if it'll turn green, take a full charge and whatnot. I'll give you an update. Alright, so I used some alcohol wipes to wipe down those connections down there, and also the ones on the battery here. Boom. And look what happened. You pop the battery in, lock that in place. It turns on. I was like a little similar for a second because it wasn't turning on. I was like, why is this not working? But look, it turns right on. And I was kind of messing around with it. It's actually pretty cool. So you can do the assist levels up, and it looks like if you go down, like it goes into red. Maybe this is like a regen amount of regen. So that's kind of cool. Like if this bike has regen, and if you give it throttle, nothing happened. But I'll lay it to the side a little bit. Right, let this wheel spin, and look at that. So it was making crazy noise just because all those broken spokes are on this end, and the whole rim is touching like right here. So it's touching on the frame right there. But the bike is going. This is freaking crazy. I'm assuming what's going on with this charger, since it says it's like 26 or 28 volts, what it was, 26 volts. There must be like a step up charge controller in there, because like when you fill the battery, like somewhere over here it gets hot. So I'm assuming it must have like a step up that's charging, and this is more or less like a power supply. It doesn't do like the whole charging situation. So that just provides a 26 volts that steps it up to 48 somewhere here, and then charges the lithium pack from there. Must have just had a bad connection. So like, because that goes to orange. Now it makes the sound and boom, it starts charging. So I'm gonna let that charge. What I want to do is kind of move a spoke or two over to the other end that's good on this side, to pull that wheel just a little bit, so I could take it for at least a little bit of a ride, just to see. That'd be cool, because I can't do it right now because of the wheel is rubbing and all that. So I kind of want to move the spoke over on that end and take it for a little spin and see what happens. I'll be right back. All right, yeah, I took it for a little spin. It is working. I moved one of the spokes over so it wouldn't rub. When it was moving, it's still missing a ton of spokes, so I didn't take it very far. But yeah, it is working. It has to be rolling for the throttle to work. You can go up and down. It will go up and down. and throttles. And then I do believe this thing has a regen braking on it, because it's like, even if you hit a brake a little bit, you see that little arrow shows up like it's charging the battery. So that's kind of interesting, actually. It is pretty cool. So I do believe this might have regen braking, because you can go into negative, and I do believe it's probably with charged battery, probably hard as hell to pedal, but it's super interesting. So, in order for me to take it for a full spin and give this battery a full trial, I do need to get those spokes in. So I'm gonna go order those right now. So they're waiting, and they're in the mail. They're probably, like the guy said, it's gonna be pretty hard to find those. So I'll get those coming. I'm sure I could find them there. And I do believe this battery is actually okay. This would be the second e-bike I've gotten off the marketplace just here recently that people say that it's bad battery, and then it's not. So I'm gonna throw it back on the charger here. Boom. Let that charge. I'm gonna get this display glued back on, and then once I get the spokes in, I'll come back, and then we'll take it for a spin through its paces there, and then go from there. Give you an update. All right, so it's been a few days, and the spokes finally came in for the rear wheel. The front one I already did. It was just a couple, and that was pretty easy to do. And for the rear one, I'm gonna do today. This is the spoke size I came up with, 266 millimeter long, 14 gauge. So there's straight pull ones. I had to custom order these. Guy had to cut them to size, and hopefully they will work, because that's what I measured out. That's the measurements I gave them. So what I'm gonna do, I'm just gonna start on the broken ones, and I just fish them out. Most of them are on that side, looks like. So come on over this way. So basically, what I will do, I will take this part off right here. That's pretty easy. It unscrews right out, and then I pull this part out through. It's, if you can see from the back over here, yeah, you just kind of have to go around the other spoke, and I just put another one in, and then for right now I'm gonna just more or less hand tighten them, and then I will flip around, and I'll show you how we will adjust them. So let me get those in real quick, and I'll give you an update. Alright, so I replaced all the bad spokes. I just followed the same lacing pattern that the other ones were. So I'll try to do it the same way, but they are all done. So now what I gotta do, I gotta flip the bike around so I could adjust those to make sure the wheel doesn't wobble back and forth. For that, I'm probably gonna have to take this off. I already glued the screen back because it was broken. So I'm gonna take this whole piece off, actually, so it doesn't get in the way whenever I flip this around. And also have this light off on the bottom right here. It has a bad connection. As you move around, it will turn on and on. So I'm gonna take a peek at that, maybe take this light apart real quick while I have it off, and I'll give you an update. I'll show you how I adjust the wheels there. Alright, so this is definitely not a professional way of doing it, and that's not how I'm telling you to do it, but this kind of gets you pretty close. So what I did, I put a little piece of zip tied and I taped it just kind of as a reference point. And as I spin, as you can see, some parts get close and start rubbing on zip tie, some get farther away. So what you want to do with the parts that get super close, you can tighten like this side, and that would actually pull the wheel over just a little bit this way. And vice versa, if it's like gets so far away, you can get this side tightened up, and then pull it towards the zip tie. So that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna adjust it. So basically, this is what I'm doing. As it starts rubbing right here, I would tighten this one up a little bit. I don't have a spokes range, but that's more or less what I'll be doing. And then maybe next one over right here, just to get it close. It doesn't need to be perfect for me, but I'd get it fairly close and it'll be good. It's kind of hard to do with one hand, but yeah, that's what I'm gonna do real quick, and then I'll give you an update. Alright, after a little bit of playing around, it's still a tiny bit wobbly, but it's pretty good. I'll call it a success. So I'm gonna jump over to the back one, do the same thing, take this, get it taped up over there, and then we'll get that one straightened up. Alright, back one is pretty close too. This one was quite a bit off because there was a lot more spokes broken, and now it's pretty close. And one more spoke broke because it was tighter than the other ones. This is probably like a bad batch of spokes or something because they seem like they're pretty weak. I do have some extras now though, so if I need any more breaks, I'll be able to replace them. Ideally, probably with knowing that how bad those spokes are, should have been, all of them should be replaced. But I'll see how it goes. If I need to, I'll replace all of them. I just wanted to kind of see, get the bike on the road and see how things work. So front and back is done. I'm gonna tear into that light real quick down there to see if I can get that plug fixed up and fix that loose connection real quick. Alright, so light is fixed. That was easy. It was just a loose wire in there. Pretty easy fix. Put that back together. Bike turns right on. Everything looks good. Spokes are there. One thing I wanted to mention, that I had this thing plugged into the charger for like 3 or 4 days. Normally you don't want to do that with lithium ion batteries, so keep them plugged in and charged that long. But I was letting the BMS kind of balance all those cells out, and we'll see how that did. I don't really have that too many hopes. I think once we take it for a ride, like it'll probably die quick or something like that. I don't think that was the fix, just clean up the connection, but maybe, hey, you never know. So now I'm just gonna take it for a quick spin just to make sure everything works, and then we'll take it for a long ride if everything goes good there. Alright, quick little test ride went good. I reset the trip meter about halfway into it, about a half a mile on it so far. Pumped up the tires, and I also took out a battery out of that monkey light right over there. I'll go charge it up real quick, and then we'll take these out to the beach and see how it does. Alright, just made it out to the beach. Bike did awesome. Did 3.7 miles, still got full charge. My girlfriend actually riding it. I'm riding her bike right here, this one, and she was having issues with the brakes, so I was checking that out. But she's really liking this Elby, and we'll see how it does, but she might keep this one. So we're gonna ride it home now, finish watching the sunset at the beach. It's beautiful. And I'm gonna ride it home now before it gets too dark and give you an update. Alright, so back at the house from the beach. Put about 8.7 miles on this bike so far, and the battery seems to be holding up really well. Just lost like a bar and a little tiny bit there, so like a bar and a half, and so did pretty good. I'm actually very surprised that this battery did what it did. So I thought it was going to maybe die after like 2-3 miles, but no, battery seems to be in very good shape. So all it was must have been is that connection from the battery to the bike, and I'm really surprised. So super lucky. So all I had to fix is just the spokes, really, you know, and then glue that screen back on there. But yeah, minimum amount in the repairs. But my girlfriend really liked this bike, so we're actually gonna keep this one for her. I'm gonna swap stuff over from her bike to this one, and it'll be her bike from now on. Alright, it's gonna be a final update. My girlfriend been riding the Elby around. She actually put quite a few miles on it now. We outfitted it for her the way she likes it. She did break one spoke in the rear wheel, replaced that, and it's been good since. She has 851 miles on it now. So she put about 140 miles on the bike. It's been good. It's been getting about 40-ish miles per charge, 35 to 40 miles per charge. So I guess sometimes you do get lucky. This battery has been performing well. Charges like a champ. Lasts quite a while. And yeah, it's been a great bike so far. I appreciate you guys watching, and I will catch you in the next video. Bye-bye.